Now, on the heels of that, Ukraine and Russia have also traded fresh lethal attacks as the war nears its 28-month mark. At least 5 people were killed and over 100 were injured in a Ukrainian strike on the city of Sevastopol in Russian-annexed Crimea. Although air defense systems were successful in evading a direct strike, missile fragments scattered over the beachgoers. According to the governor of the city, Ukraine launched 5 missiles which Russian air defenses intercepted, with shrapnel fell onto the shoreline.
As a result of the terrorist attack of the Kiev regime on Sevastopol, on a summer holiday, on a nice weather day when people were resting on the beach, using a cluster missile made in the United States, unfortunately at the moment we have 124 wounded.
Russia's defense ministry has claimed that Ukraine used US-supplied cluster munitions weapons in the attack, and Moscow has slammed Washington, claiming it bears responsibility for the attack. Sevastopol is a Black Sea port city and a naval base on the Crimean Peninsula. Crimea has been occupied by Russia since its forces annexed the peninsula back in 2014. Since the outbreak of the latest war against Ukraine, it has continually faced attacks from Ukrainian forces and also witnessed targets on Russian naval bases and vessels. But Sunday's strike was particularly deadly. Kiev has previously insisted that its strikes on Crimea are an integral part of their strategy. According to sources, they are intended to try to isolate the peninsula and make it difficult for Moscow to sustain its military operations on the Ukrainian mainland. Sevastopol, in particular, is the largest city in Crimea. It is also the main base for Russia's Black Sea fleet. But even Ukraine continues to act on its Crimean agenda. Russia says its troops have improved positions in Donetsk, Lugansk, and Kharkiv regions. On Saturday, Russia bombed a residential building in Kharkiv, killing at least 3 people and wounding more than 50. Meanwhile, 5 civilians were killed by shelling in frontline areas of Donetsk region. Ukrainian military has reported clashes near the town of Pokrovsk and Toretsk, where Moscow continues to increase the pace of offensive actions by deploying significant forces. The push in the Kharkiv region has further strained Ukraine's already depleted army, which in recent months has been fighting Russia's intensified move into the partially occupied eastern Donetsk region. Now, to understand these latest developments further, we spoke with Edward P. Joseph. He's a senior fellow at the Johns Hopkins University and a foreign policy analyst. We asked him how the incident in Dagestan coming after the deadly missile attack in Crimea can change the course of the ongoing war. Listen to what he had to say.
It's simply an outrage there to attack civilians on an airliner simply because they're Jewish. What is this? They're not combatants. They're people traveling on an airplane. And back in October to have just gone in a mob like that, this is a disgrace. And the question is, of course, what the authorities in Dagestan did about that, how the police reacted, and did they know, did they have any advance warning, and did they take steps to prevent that attack in October? But it's, again, it's an indication of the type of attitudes there in Dagestan. And here we should think a little more strategically about the strategies of a group like ISIS. And again, we don't know yet for sure if ISIS is responsible for this attack, but it could well be. And we should consider the motives. And what are the motives? The motives are competition. They're basically to continue to raise the profile of ISIS as opposed to other groups that are active in the Middle East, and basically to slaughter innocent people here. In this case, this most recent case, slitting the throat of an Orthodox priest, attacking a synagogue. These are the type of terrorist attacks, and again, without any purpose except to cause bloodshed and raise their own profile.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.